Hello friends, I hope you are doing well. In the last video I showed you how to import CSV files into Excel, and now in this video I'm going to show you how to do some very basic manipulations with the data, how to write some basic formulas. So the file I have over here is a grade book. I have student names in the first two columns, and then I have some of their scores, right? So chemistry, biology, physics, math, English, history, and physical training. And then I have their locations uh, in terms of city and state. So what are the things that come to mind first? If I look at this, there are things that I might want to know about the entire class, and then there are things that I might want to know about individual students. So for example, for the entire class, I might want to know what is the average in chemistry, biology, physics, different subjects, what is the minimum and maximum score in each of these subjects. So let's do that one first. I'm going to leave one row here, and then I'm going to type in average, max, and min. Okay, now I'm going to come over here. This is the cell where I want the chemistry averages, chemistry average to show up. I'm going to start typing in the formula with an equal sign. As soon as you type in an equal sign, Excel knows that you are trying to write or type a formula. Then average, for the function for average is simply average. So you just type in average and start a parenthesis. Now the way it works is that you have to tell Excel what are the numbers you are trying to find an average of. You can do that by what you see on the screen, number 1, comma number 2, comma number 3. So if you have multiple numbers, you can just put in them separated by commas, or you can put in a range. Over here, I want the average for cells C2 till C33. So I can just simply type in C2 colon C33, and you see that Excel has already highlighted this range. So Excel knows that this is the range that you want. So you can just press enter and it will calculate the average. But that's not the best way to do it, because we have a formatted table. So we can just tell Excel, why don't you give me the chemistry average? To do that, I'm going to go back and actually delete this part. By the way, you can edit something in the cell itself, or you can edit it in the formula bar as well. So now I am back here, and what I can do is I can just select this range with my mouse. Okay, and when I do that, you see Excel automatically notices that you are trying to find the average of chemistry. Gradebook, file, chemistry column, basically, right? In fact, the gradebook sheet, chemistry column, that's what this means. And close the parenthesis, press enter. So what happens if you do it this way is that if you add multiple rows after this, one or more rows after this, it will still give you the updated average, because it does not matter how many rows you have. Previously we did C2 colon C33, so it would always calculate between C2 and C33. But if you have more students now, it would still give you the correct average, because you told Excel to find the average of the chemistry column. I'm going to do the same for max and min. So max, and then select this entire range, enter. Notice over here, this time I did not close the parenthesis, I just hit enter, but Excel put in this parenthesis by itself, so it knows how to do this. Then the min, the same thing. Okay, so now I have min, max, and average for chemistry. For the rest of the book, rest of the sheet, I don't have to do the same thing over and over again. All I need to do is select these three columns, these three cells, sorry, and take my mouse pointer over at the bottom right corner, and see it changes to a black plus sign. Then you click and drag. So now in doing that, Excel is a very intelligent program. What it will do is basically it will copy these formulas over for each of these cells. So let's go back here. Notice the formula in the formula bar. Gradebook biology, average of biology, max and min of biology. This one is for physics, this one is for math, and so on and so forth. So that's a quick way of finding or copying repeated formulas over to multiple cells, multiple columns. Okay, now that's that. We might make it a little nicer by making this bold. We might even give them different colors or do other kinds of formatting if you want. But more important stuff is that now I want to find the total marks for each of these students and then come up with their letter grade basically. So I right click on this city column because I want the total column to show up between I and J. So right click over here and press insert, so it will create a new column over here and I call it total. Now in the very next cell I'm going to type in a formula which is the sum of my chemistry, biology, physics up to PT marks and press enter. See, I just did it once and Excel automatically populated the rest of the sheet with total marks. So Excel is intelligent and it does a lot of these steps automatically. So you don't have to do it or even drag for the rest of them the way I showed you. So now I have total marks for each of these students. I might also want to sort them according to total marks so that I know which are my highest performing students. Now the next thing I want to know is maybe their percentage of marks. So I will call it total percent. And now how do I write this formula? Start with an equal sign. The total marks, there are 7 subjects if you count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So total marks is 700. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the total divided by 700 times 100. That's my percentage, right? And it calculates the percentages for all students. Now in the next column, I want to create yet another column and I'm going to call it grade. Over here, I want the letter grades. So for this one, I want to tell Excel how to calculate the letter grades, what percentage is A, what percentage is A minus, and what percentage is B, B minus, and etc. Right? For that, there is a big formula I need to write. I already have it. I wrote it before, and I have it in Notepad over here. So let's look at this formula. So let me actually copy it over to here. And then let me show you what this formula does. Okay, so it starts with an if. If the total percent is greater than or equal to 94, then the grade is A. If not, then check if the total percent is greater than 89, greater than or equal to 89. If it is, then it's A minus. If not, then check if it is greater than or equal to 84, then it's B plus. If not, then check if it is greater than or equal to 78, then it is B, or else you move on to the other parts of the logic. It took me a while to come up with this formula at first, but now every time I do a gradebook, I just copy it over and make necessary modifications to it. For example, if your grade criteria is different, so if you don't want to call 94 an A, instead you want to call 98 an A, for example, or 85 an A, I don't know, then you will just edit this number, right? So you would just edit the grade criterions like this. If your column, instead of total percent, if your column is named something else, then you just edit this part. You just change the column names in each of these blue slots over here, right? So this way you can just modify the formula to fit your need, but this is actually a very useful formula. I'm going to copy it into the description when I upload the video, and you will have it. Anyway, I think I hope you have learned something in this one, and I hope it will be helpful. I will soon be coming back with yet another video with some exciting new cool tips and tricks with Excel. Thank you for being with me. Have a good day. Bye bye.